Flynns on the Fly, coming at you live on video from
Malacatos, Ecuador.
Malacatos.
Cuenca's still cool, but Malacatos is cooler.
Malacatos is warmer.
If you want to live an isolated kind of hermitage lifestyle, this is your spot.
Yeah.
Seriously.
If you can get out into the country, if you can stand the isolation, like Kate said, it's pretty fantastic out here.
And the house we found is for sale. So if you're looking to buy, this place is terrible. It's awful.
You don't want it. Nobody wants this
house. You would
house.
never want to live here.
Malacatos sucks.
If you're not looking to buy, oh my God, we hit the jackpot for sure. As everybody will tell you, Cuenca's a great place to land as an expat. And if you are into, big, small city life with a lot of amenities and conveniences and social activities and
cruise ship life,
then Cuenca's, I don't think you can beat it.
If you can handle the altitude, the weather, and the noise that comes along with a big city. And pollution.
Noise pollution, sound pollution, just high density living, which a lot of people absolutely love. And we are lucky to be together and on the same page of not loving that. So how do you feel since moving from Cuenca to Malacatos?
My skin feels better. My skin's not as dry. I think there is an altitude thing that's not talked about a lot. It's like just because you can live at high altitude doesn't mean you necessarily need to live at high altitude or it's good for you. I think I feel better at a lower altitude. I appreciate the warmer temps here. We do have bugs. So living in Cuenca, we didn't have bugs, which was nice. But the higher altitude, the cooler weather all the time, and I never felt that Cuenca was cold, but people always talk about Cuenca being so cold, but it is hard to sweat in Cuenca. Whereas here in Malacatos, it's fairly easy to work up a sweat. So do with that what you want.
Yeah, considering our entire bike ride into town is downhill, which means our entire back ride back is uphill. Now, I agree. I think that just because your labs, your pulse ox saturation, just because your body has adapted doesn't mean it's happy, right? Our bodies are very adaptable. So I feel better on every single level since like the first week here, for sure. And whether that's altitude, whether it's just wide open spaces and lower density of living, I think it all plays a part.
Right.
The bugs are a little bit challenging, especially since none of the bugs were cleaned out of the house before we moved in. So we were like fodder all night long.
We're used to bugs. I mean, I lived in the South. Kate's gotten used to bugs too, but being in Cuenca for a couple years, you kind of forget about bugs.
Yeah,
so
you will remember quickly.
You'll remember. You'll come back to bugs.
Here. But people said when we told them we were moving to Malacatos, they were like, what are you going to do there? It's like
work.
Yeah, we're fake retired, man.
Focus on things. For us, like in Cuenca, we were too easily distracted. And if that's the lifestyle you're looking for, it's fantastic. Or if you're more disciplined.
Yeah, because we have friends in El Vergel that, work all day and they were able to do that. I just couldn't focus. Like I did not have enough mental energy to focus on anything.
And there's a lot of city like frenetic energy around Cuenca because it is busier and more people and more things. And for us, we're used to always living in detached houses and having space around us and more, taking up more land or whatever that is,
and kind of being on the outskirts of the city.
And in my mind, when I envisioned living in Ecuador, it was always living more like this with kind of closer to nature, more separated from things, a little bit out. It definitely wasn't living in the city as much as we were in Cuenca.
And it's nice to have, like, we go into Malacatos probably once a week. We go to the market on Sunday. We go into Vilcabamba once a week. We're 3 weeks in, so this pattern could change. But it's
not
like,
set in stone yet.
you know, if you get a craving for something, we're not just going to run out and do it. So we're living a much healthier lifestyle here. Like, we are eating so much more fresh fruit and vegetables. We're eating probably 90% of our meals at home.
Yeah.
And it just, I mean, that's got to be a reason our bodies feel better just in that aspect of things.
Yeah. And I don't hate my neighbors now because I don't have any.
We hated our neighbors. We just didn't like hearing every single thing that was going on with all of our neighbors at all times.
Yeah, city living is just too, it wasn't for us.
Yeah, it wasn't for us. Some people can be noise blind. Like, noise blind people with a really strong stomach, you are going to rock the Ecuadorian experience.
You will love Ecuador in so many ways.
But when you look at that list of people who don't make it here, it's like, ooh, I checked that box. Ooh, I checked that box. Oh, no, that's another one. So it's all an experiment for us, though.
Yep.
We have no preconceived notions that we're going to stay in any one place for forever, but we are really going to enjoy our time here.
We are happy here. And when we came to Vilcabamba the first time last year, or in 21 or whenever it was, we really liked it. We really liked being in that vibe or the area or geographic, whatever it was. There was something that we tapped into that I was always looking for again, for sure. And we tried. We tried to find something else around Cuenca. We were in Paute, we were in Yanguilla Valley, we were in Darky,
San Joaquin,
Ricarte, San Joaquin. We've been all over the place the last 3 months looking for a place.
Yeah,
almost 3 months.
And that's what really made me see, okay, it's time to make a radical shift. The last time we went to see a house in San Joaquin, I had trouble with my breath worse than, and it was like, why would we possibly move higher? That doesn't make any sense at all. But San Joaquin is on the outskirts. There's detached houses. There's more green space.
It's a beautiful area.
It's captivating. It really is. But my body gave me a hard no. Like, please don't do that. That doesn't make any sense.
Right.
And we thought about Baños. We were all set to take a trip up to Baños, Agua de Santa.
Big Baños.
Big Baños. When we heard about this house, and we were like, well, we already know we love this area down here. We need to find a place to live. So we just picked this one.
So how about the house hunting experience through Cuenca, through southern Ecuador? Do we want to touch on that?
You said you wanted to keep this short, right?
Yeah, well, we can edit a lot of it out and not use it. Or
I would have a lot to say.
This is about the house hunting, rental house hunting experience that we've had looking around Cuenca and looking south around Vilcabamba. Now, we are looking for a rental house with a lot of attributes that aren't your typical rental house property. It's definitely more of something that people buy than they rent.
Or have built.
Right.
Or they buy property and build
and
on
we
it.
knew that. We knew we were looking for
the
unicorn kind of.
We didn't know in the beginning, but we found out pretty quickly. Like, if you're looking for a 2-bedroom penthouse apartment furnished,
no problem.
Don't even worry about it. You're going to find something
problem.
and find it quickly and be fine.
Yep.
But we were definitely looking for more, and we thought in Vilcabamba, we thought our money would go further in that more. But I mean, we saw, I think, 3 places that were $800. They don't have closets. They're furnished, but they don't have closets, and they don't have upper cabinets in the kitchen.
Well, and that kind of goes along with, like, there's no good deals right now either, I don't think.
It's a very small area, and supply and demand dictates
but
value.
Even in Cuenca, the prices were high. Prices were higher now than they were when we were looking in 21.
We've heard some people suggest that it's cheaper in Cuenca than it was in the past. That's not what we've experienced.
Not our experience.
Like, we kind of thought, $500 a month, we're going to find that. And the best deals to be had in Cuenca are in unfurnished places.
Yeah, because as soon as they say furnished, they're filling it up full of junky furniture.
Yeah.
And charging you more. And you're stuck with it because they don't have any place else to take it.
And there's supposedly a rule that the rent can't be higher than a certain percentage of the value of the house. But once they put furniture in, that goes out the window. And we did run into that a couple of times where we really liked the house, but like, for instance, somebody sent us, it was like $1,000. It was a big house, a pool, and a casita. Had plastic chairs in the dining room.
Yeah.
Like, the furniture just does not match the house. So that's something to think of. But again, we are picky. Aesthetics are super important to both of us. And, you know, some people just need a place to crash and for things to be convenient, like good enough. And we're just a little more extra than that.
And it's really hard to find things here. You can't tell anything by what the limited pictures you see or videos an agent will send you. You got to go out and look at these places, and most of them are going to be disappointment.
Or you could just do it like us and take 3 places sight completely unseen, because we did not come look at this place either. And luckily, you know, that worked out. But some places, like the last place we went to see in San Joaquin, was super cute, but it smelled like there's serious mold must issue. I mean, the house was built into the side of the hill, so it's kind of inevitable.
Well, and that's something that we've heard that can be an issue in baños too, big baños with some of the houses, is there can be moisture issues in like closets and under cabinets and things, just because it's a wetter environment.
I think we heard it called the creeping damp.
The creeping
or
damp.
Something like that.
I mean, there's construction issues here no matter what that are just off the chart. But
after having water issues and mold in the last house we were in, that was another reason we kind of just took this place and did not go to baños. Who knows?
Plus, we fixed things. We fixed things in the houses and apartments we lived in. We just raised the kitchen exhaust in this place. This is the second one that we've raised up. Somehow the kitchen exhausts are...
You just hit your head every time you try to cook something.
They're
on
like
the
eyebrow level, which is great.
But we are lucky. We are fortunate because Matt has those skills and tools, and he can do that kind of stuff. Whereas most people, you know, you can hire somebody to come do it, but they're probably going to show up with like a hammer.
You can, it's different.
You know, we're learning a lot that things are the way they are here, because I think it's like availability of tools that you would need and supplies you would need to make it a certain way, and also like an education level within the trades. These guys, just one of those things that make you go, that's interesting.
There definitely could be some more attention to details, but that's in a lot of things.
Right.
But we've definitely found that a lot more in Ecuador than we ever saw in the U.S.
We do know that they're asking like an astronomical price for this house, and based on what we see in the house, we feel comfortable that we're probably going to get to live here for a while.
And we are probably not going to show you this house because it is for sale. That would be some kind of conflict of something, we think.
But I mean, the house is very simple. It's very basic. It's enough space. There is enough storage, which was, you know, amazing to find.
And it has built-in closets.
It has built-in closets. We took it because of what you're seeing behind us.
The view.
I mean,
the no neighbors. We're in a gated community.
We're probably in the safest development in all of Ecuador.
I don't know. Like, we've never lived in a gated community before, but now we are. And in Ecuador, this is pretty slick for our setup, for sure.
But Matt has a covered area for his workshop. We have the aerial hammocks over there, and then there's another cover. Well, our dining room's outside. But there's a fireplace out there. So we have, you know, room. We both work from home. We both need some space from each other. This is a place where we can be home all the time and not up each other's butts the whole time.
And one slight negative here is our internet was better in Cuenca. The way they did this development, they did not run fiber optic all through the neighborhood yet. So we're running off of repeaters inside this neighborhood, which work, but it's not as fast as what we were used to in Cuenca. We did have faster internet. So it's not a killer, but it's just something to know. If you're really, really using a lot of bandwidth, you could have some issues down here more than you could in a Cuenca.
But just go to Cuenca. Here's no good. You don't want to be here.
We do miss our friends in Cuenca, though.
Absolutely. We met a lot of cool people pretty early on.
Right.
And Matt had a big AA community there. So how's that transition been for you?
So far, the AA has not been a personal thing or in-person thing here for me at all. I've just been doing meetings on Zoom. But I know some other people moving into Vilcabamba that are in the program, and we are planning on starting a new, fresh meeting that would be actually recurring. So there are Spanish meetings around and things, but I'm not fluent enough to dive into that yet.
Man, we were at the store earlier. I started an elementary conversation with a nice lady, led her to believe that I spoke fluent Spanish. She came back hard, and I was like,
It's always bad.
Yeah, bueno.
But all in all, we're still in Ecuador. We're still loving it. We're still happy with life.
A lot healthier,
Yeah.
a lot more energy, a lot more excitement.
And Lucas is still very happy with it all.
He's the king of the coconuts now. We still don't know where he's getting all these husks from. We even found a great Peruvian restaurant right in Malacatos.
Yeah, there's not a bunch of restaurants around Malacatos, but there's some decent. I mean, you're not gonna starve here.
No.
There's a great market on Sunday. Everything's here. It's just not going to be the same access that we had in Cuenca, and we're just figuring stuff out. It's cool.
Like most people that would live here would buy a car, and we just really don't want to do that right now. So, and we like being like, you have to really want to do something to leave, and that's valuable for us.
Right.
And we're getting exercise on the bikes. And if you just walk down our main country road towards town, a mixto will come by and you just hop in the back. They don't ask you where you're going because they're taking you to town. And it's 50
There's
cents.
one spot. Yeah.
It's 50 cents a person. So if you call them to your house, it's $2.50, $3 to get into town. But just walk down the road, man. They're like, yeah, get in. That's pretty cool. Very small town like that. We love it.
And it's, I still don't miss working every day for a living the way I did.
I don't think that's going to be surprising to most people.
So that's still good.
Yeah,
It's still a better lifestyle here for us thus far.
absolutely.
Any closing thoughts or comments?
I'm just grateful to feel good. I'm happy with our choice, and yeah.
Do you want to plug your other stuff?
I am creating a lot more content on Dr. Kate Flynn, YouTube, TikTok. Like, what? I'm on TikTok? That seems kind
Whatever.
of crazy. TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Putting out a lot of videos and self-help things. And if you want any personalized coaching, feel free to reach out. drkateflynn@gmail.com.
All right. Hope everybody else has a great day. We'll,
Catch you on the fly.
whenever that happens. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Flynn's out.